This is Cadet Knight, and I'm here to deliver the first paragraph of my op board today. So we're going to start quickly. We're going to get into our unit. So we are Charlie Company 1st Platoon 1st Squad. We are an infantry squad, and this line wire diagram shows us who we are. So our task is to attack and destroy OBJ Phantom. The purpose is to deny. So we have first team here, Alpha Team, and their main effort is to assault. They are attacking to destroy OBJ Phantom. Our key weapon systems, we have the M249 and M320. Bravo Team, they are security, security 1, and they're to isolate the objective and to prevent. They have also an M320 and an M249. And we also attached have a gun team, and they are here to support as well, security team 2, and they have their task is to support by fire in order to enable freedom of maneuver. For us, they are attached with an M240 and the Javelin. Here we are given our map of our AO, so we're going to box ourselves in with our northings. We're 37 northing and 31 northing. We are 17 easting and 17 easting and 10 easting. To really trace ourselves in, we are going to have a limit right around here in this mountain range of an easting limit, and then this river right here will also give ourselves another easting limit, and then north of Route Camaro will be our northing up along this line, and then just past OBJ Phantom will be our other northing to box ourselves in. To get familiar with the map, we have obviously a large river, and we're going to get to show you that soon here on the Google Earth. But over here is a super large mountain range, and we'll get there on the GTAO. But some things to really note with this map is Route Camaro, which is super valuable, that runs all the way down and is a main access point for us to move south towards our mission of the airbase. So here is located OBJ Phantom, which we will get to OBJ Phantom and what this is, but this is a main point for us. And then we have our PL Arctic, and then we have Phase Line Alaska, and then we are located right here. This is our assembly area at the moment, and we have flat land over here and a lot of civilian land over here, and a lot more civilian land and more flat land up over here. And now I'm going to get to Google Earth and kind of give you a little look at what this looks like. You can see what we spoke about. This is our patrol base. This is where we are set up. This is on the north side of that map. And there's OBJ Phantom down there. And we talked about our phase line, or our northing at the bottom. And then this is that large mountain range you can see here. And then the river, hard to see, but located all the way out on the edge. That I want to make sure I needed to orient. We are north here, east in this direction, south and west. So for our GTAO, we have some severely restricted areas, and we have some restricted areas. We can see our rivers that are slightly running, our streams that are running through here. We can see some streams up in here. We have our ridge lines up here, and then another large ridge line of that mountain that I just showed you on Google Earth. But this one key thing to know about this is the enemy will not be able to see over this mountain. And we'll get to the avenues of approaches here in a second. But some key terrain is this bridge that allows you to get across this river and access this river at a little intersection is key terrain. This area just west of OBJ Phantom is another key terrain spot. And then this area just above, up to the mountains east of OBJ Phantom, is another identified key terrain that we would like to have. So we already spoke, these are urban areas. These are going to be severely restricted areas we don't want to go to. We cannot cross this river. We have some mountain ranges above us. We're currently located in some, but over here to our east side where this ridge is, it is going to be extremely steep mountains. Although it may be difficult to move, we could use that to our advantage. So with this being said, we're going to look at our avenues of approaches. So with us located here, we have the ability to move east and go up this mountain range where it's not as steep on the back end, and try to get behind this mountain range. So although, yes, we know we're going to be restricted and it is going to take us some time and we're going to get to the weather, there's going to be some humidity, we still find this a feasible route that is possible for us to use. This will stay behind this ridgeline so we're not seen, and then we're allowed to sneak up on the enemy. There is another where we could take the direct movement. We know that we have enemy here, but we could try to find a way to get through them, or we could take going north and then west and come down this direction, which is where we sort of expect the enemy to be coming from as well. So we have the enemy's avenues of approach. So we have them located and moving from up north to get down to OBJ Phantom, where they have their mortars, and we expect them to move in a south direction and trying to avoid the roads in this area, which is Route Camaro. So either trying to cross Route Camaro and hug the water line and stay down below, maybe stay out of sight, concealment, or we can expect them to approach from up and over this mountain down into OBJ Phantom. Some effects this has on us is we could be restricted of movement, obviously the mountain, the river, and what that might be, this steep ridge line. Although it could slow us down, it could have some great effects and some great pluses for us in terms of getting ourselves some concealment while we move as a squad. And then the key terrains are going to be vital for our success in this mission. So one more thing about our GTAO, we wanted to speak about our weather. So looking at it with a 70% chance of precipitation, that has both good and bad effects. But for us trying to sneak up and surprise the enemy, we see that as a strength, an inability for this security team that's located up here to hear things, to see things, to weaken their nods at night, and to make sure that we can move more silent. Although it will slow down movement, it will provide a more cool environment as well as more ability to stay quiet. Wind is only 6 miles an hour, so that shouldn't be an effect. There is a 99% cloud coverage on the 30th of August, so we want to use that to our advantage to provide concealment as we move. Although this does weaken our ability to see, it weakens the enemy, and we are the ones that have the intel on whether or not whether we are attacking. The enemy at the moment is not aware of where we are located and what our next move may be. So that allows us to use this to our advantage. And the temperature is going to be between 76 and 88 degrees and a 88% humidity, which is quite warm, especially for a movement. So we see that as a weakness. In the long run, that may hurt us. We just have to make sure we stay up on water and stay checked on our soldiers to make sure they are correct. They are okay. Before we switch off of the GTAO, I wanted to make the recommendation. This is Avenue of Approach 1, where we are going to move east, get up the mountain where it is not as steep, and stay along this ridge line so we can stay concealed and move around this security element to make sure that we can attack OBJ Phantom with precision. So now we're going to talk about enemy disposition. So this is company analysis. So at the company level, so they have a platoon over here across the river, willing to supply support. And we have an entire platoon here, which is what we are mainly worried about. And that is their motorized infantry platoon. And they also have a squad that is dedicated to just security. They have another team with mortars, actually not a team, they have a company as well as a platoon located down here. So that will be vital to the way we approach our situation. This security element is going to be vital to how we move and to how we approach, but we have to take into account that they have forces spread out amongst our AO. So when we get into a more detailed look at the platoon level of that platoon we saw centralized, here is the platoon look. Down here you have OBJ Phantom, which is where we expect their mortars to be located. So with the next thing, now that we know their location, with them being located in this general region, we are located here and expected to move here. We can see that they have a security element. So this is the enemy sit temp here. We see their security element located in this direction. We see their vision is a little blocked here by the terrain. So we can see that there is a gap in their security, and we can see how far they're able to stretch and see that they can cover a lot of ground with this security element. This is why we are recommending we go up back this way and over this ridge line to stay out of the way. So speaking about their capabilities, we're going to talk about their line wire diagram and what they have. So they are right here located as a squad, an enemy mobilized infantry squad. They have PP-87s right here located, their mortar team, which is located right here with an ability to reach 3,600 meters. So a pretty wide reach, which makes it very vital for us to stay quiet and not be identified, because those can be deadly forces used amongst us. They have CSKs. Even though they have CSKs at the time that we plan to move, if there's precipitation and it is at night, we highly doubt their ability to use a CSK in a dangerous maneuverability. They have the QJY-88s and the QBU-88s, which are essentially their 240s and their 249s. So they have some machine guns located up here, as well as their QJY-88 here. Their light machine gun located here. So they do have some firepower protecting OBJ Phantom. So for their protection, they have a battalion located up here, and they also have another company located down here. So again, another thing, sound discipline is just going to be extremely vital for this mission. They do have sustainment. There's a lot of civilian infrastructure in the area. They have Route Camaro with an ability to move in. They have OBJ Ghost and the ability to move around and bring supplies and sustain. One thing that we see as a weakness is their widespreadness. Although they're able to cover a lot of ground and they are very widespread amongst this AO, it takes a long time to communicate, and that makes one of their assets that we plan to attack is their ability to communicate, their radio, and as well as their mortar team. So this disables the enemy's ability to communicate with each other and to respond in a quick manner. Now we view our friendly forces and our plan as our concept sketch. So we look at platoon axis smash to destroy OBJ Reaper. We have platoon axis fake to secure OBJ Ghost, which is where the bridge is located. And then here's us as platoon axis ultra to move and attack and destroy OBJ Phantom, which is our enemy. Our final mission is, as platoon axis ultra, we are to attack to destroy OBJ Phantom no later than August 30th, 2024, in order to deny enemy maneuver and to disrupt.